In today's episode. But the transfer number doesn't go to the right place. It goes. Okie dokie. Shutting up. You're the boss. Don't mess with tech support/customer service during the holidays. My dad served my detention. So let's get started. But the transfer number doesn't go to the right place. It goes. Okie dokie. Shutting up. You're the boss. Several years back I worked at a call center in its death throes doing tech support for a small primarily business-based ISP that was also dying due to terrible service, insane prices, and not changing with the times. So one of the managers wrote up by hand this handy-dandy cheat sheet that had a ton of numbers to different departments, manufacturing companies and other places we regularly had to send customers to. It was honestly good to have as it saved tons of time searching for the numbers every time you needed them. The problem was, however, that one of the numbers at the bottom that every agent used about 30+ times a day had a typo / was poorly written. Basically a 7 that looked like a 9 or vice versa. Turns out, that one number was the difference between speaking to some boring router maker or busty college teens who wanted nothing more in life than to talk dirty to you for $3.99 a minute. If we did what we are supposed to do, this is a cold transfer. For those lucky enough to not know call center lingo, it's when you transfer the call without waiting to talk to someone on the other line to explain why the customer is calling. You just transfer and end the call without walking the customer through or waiting to hear the other line. It's essentially a "this isn't our problem anymore, so CYA later" transfer. For about a solid month or two, about 100 agents had been transferring hundreds if not thousands of people a day to this phone *X line. I was on a call with an old lady, and I had to transfer the call over. But I needed a few moments to finish writing my notes before the next one came in. So instead of hanging up as soon as I heard the ringing telling me it was transferring, I just connected the call and muted myself for a second. She was gonna have to listen to the options for about 3 minutes and wait on hold anyway, so it's not like I would hear anything. That's when, instead of hearing the "thanks for calling so," I heard a soft sexy lady's voice come on the line and say, "Hey there sexy. I heard you like hot busty college girls that want you too. Blah blah, I will let your imagination fill in the rest." I was already reaching for the hang up when I heard the lady on the other line gasp in surprise. After laughing at the surprise when I realized what had happened, I looked at the sheet and cross-checked it with the database. And that's when I saw the 7 was written to look like a 9 by mistake / bad handwriting. The same sheet that was just photocopied, laminated and handed out to every employee with a note to be mandated by our betters is to be stuck on the wall of each cubicle and exclusively used from now on instead of the database. I asked about 7 or 8 people without telling them what the number for X was, and they all told me the same incorrect number. So, me being young and dumb, I thought I had discovered something the mangers on call would be happy to hear about and go around correcting everyone's sheet with a red marker or something simple. Instead, I got yelled at for being off the phones when I should be taking calls. They didn't even want to hear what I said and told me unless the building's on fire or my shift is over I need to get back to my seat and stop bothering them. They claimed I was lying and trying to get out of working. I'm here to answer phone calls and not to think. So instead of just taking a second to dial the number and confirm the error, they decided to lecture me. Sigh. Managers. Surprised, I just shook my head and went back to my desk. I explained what had happened and everyone on the floor tried it to see and had a good laugh about it. Instead of making the correction though, we did as we were told and kept using the incorrect number. About a month went by before they had finally gotten enough complaints from customers to launch an investigation into what was happening and how this mysterious problem could be happening. Meanwhile, it was an open secret every frontline agent knew. Sadly, no one got in trouble, and the call center shut down about 6 months later out of the blue, as they are wont to do. But at least all the frontline agents got to have a good laugh at the expense of rude and ignorant management. Whenever we had to transfer someone, it was a highlight of our day, because it felt like we were sticking it to Mangment. And at least the shitey company lost some money assigning people to investigate the problem. don't mess with tech support/customer service during the holidays. So, after lurking for a bit, I realized I actually do have a story I'd like to share with you all. I will try to be concise and explain the rules while still keeping some of the official company information vague. Unfortunately, it is a long one, smiley face. Setup: I work for a call center company and my team services a retail company that has multiple stores. Our company is not located in the same country as the customer. During holidays everything is hectic, work is overloading, we are all tired and on the phones from the moment we step into the building to the moment we log out 8 hours later. The workload is seriously crazy, and that is just a part of it, beyond dealing with whack and out-of-touch customers that pop up more often than not. This event happens during the aforementioned holiday season. I am sitting at my assigned spot, halfway through my night shift, almost ready to take my lunch break when I see a bunch of incidents popping up for one of the stores. Like, an alarming amount of incidents. I inform my manager and they assign me personally to check in and ring the store to get the information needed to resolve the incidents. All the reports we have received initially had half-filled in info and issues stated as vaguely as possible, which is always a dead giveaway that the person filing the reports doesn't really care and/or know the issues, and is just blindly reporting. 50% of the time the issues are entirely different or non-existent when we make a call. People that mostly make these sort of reports just want to have a tech on site to work on the issues and refuse to speak with us/or rude/hang up, which is a bummer as our company policy mandates that we have to gather specific information by asking questions and logging it all into the report, and also trying to troubleshoot over the phone before anyone can be sent out. If they refuse, they will be billed for the technician as they did not comply with the mandatory troubleshooting, but that will also leave a stain on my monthly report as it is not a good statute of stores that refuse to comply. Otherwise, the technicians go out to replace damaged equipment, which is somewhat more favorable for the monthly report, as damaged is damaged and can't be fixed over the phone. Replacement is also billed to the customer, which is something they usually aren't aware of, and can get them into trouble if they falsely reported damaged equipment when the issue was easily solvable over the phone. So I gather all the incidents, sort them, write up all the equipment reported and the associated reference numbers for it, and make the call. After around 10 minutes on hold I reach the exact person that has put in the reports. The conversation went something like this. Me: hello, this is Realith, I am calling from technical support for the reports we've received for your equipment. I see you were the one that submitted them? Customer: yes, I have. I will need a technician sent immediately. More than half of my equipment is down and we aren't able to run business properly and it is very busy. Me: knowing there is no chance he knows the answer to this. Alright sir. I will need to log all the issues, exactly as they are happening on the equipment. Can you please list them off for me? Customer: I don't know. There are issues with this and this and this and this. Continues listing random issues that don't even match his own reports. Me: after he finished, thank you sir, I will just need to. Customer: I need a tech to fix this. Me, continuing without skipping a beat, ask you a few more questions. Customer: okay, what do you need? I proceed to ask very detailed questions about each piece of equipment, over 30 pieces of individual equipment, and he resignedly says that he will check. I spend the next 20 minutes on hold, noticing my lunch break time has passed in the meantime. Thinking how I will have to spend another hour or two filing in reports and sending requests for a technician, as the customers that report this amount of issues notoriously refuse to troubleshoot. I lament my empty stomach. Finally, the jerk is back on the line. He starts giving me information about the equipment, yet again missing out on half of the stuff I asked for. At this point I am already hangry, and I just want this over and done with. And that is when he makes a critical mistake. Me: I am sorry sir, but this isn't all the info I asked, and it is very important for us to log the reports properly. Customer: I have given you all the info I have. Why does it matter when you are sending a tech to replace it anyway? Me, who never agreed to sending the tech in the first place, As it is not by company policy actually sir, company policy says we have to troubleshoot on the phone with you after logging the information, and that the technicians are immediately dispatched only for physically damaged equipment. Customer, well, it is. Me, not sure if I heard correctly. I am sorry sir, did you say the equipment was damaged? Customer, proudly yes. Me, one more time, with a shit-eating grin on my face. You are saying sir, that all of the reported equipment is physically damaged? Customer, yes, all of it is damaged. Me, calmly, politely, all right sir, I will then log that into our report and issue a dispatch notice. Customer, thank you. Drops the line rudely. I stand up and go talk to my manager, arranging for a prolonged lunch break after I am done with all the reports. They are very accommodating considering the gargantuan pile of reports I need to rework and then dispatch. I also inform them that the customer stated that all the equipment is damaged. My manager gets the same shit-eating grin as I did while on the line. I proceed to work on the reports for yet another hour and a half, and then take a much-deserved lunch break for double the time than usual. Explanation: considering the large amount of issues reported and all of the issues being filed as damaged, if the customer falsely reported it, which I am 99% sure he did, they will be charged, and since all the reports have his name written on them, I do wonder how the conversation with his manager went after that month when our company issued the billing report. The billing would have had the same outcome if he had refused to work with me on the line, but this way it looks better on my monthly report, considering it is filed as damaged and not non-compliant. My dad served my detention. When I was a freshman in high school, I went to a school that was 30+ minutes drive away. They had a policy that 3 tardies, with a good excuse or not, across a semester would automatically assign an after-school detention. I was a really good kid, never got in trouble, ever. Always really nice and friendly to everybody. Worked really hard at everything I did from sports to studies. Even if I wasn't the best at either, I tried super hard and all my teachers knew that and all had good rapport with me. My parents declined to sign the detention notice and explained to administration how I had zero control over when they left, and especially no control of road/traffic conditions even after us leaving extra early to have a time cushion. I was only late by a couple minutes on the rare time I was even late, but administration declined to remove the detention assignment. I asked my parents to just let it go and let me serve the stupid detention just to be done with it, or just decline and leave it at that. But they had other plans. The next day, my little Professor Y-looking social worker counselor dad with the big glasses, briefcase, worn-down notepad, and his prized 20-year-old Mont Blanc pen signed himself into the school to serve detention the next afternoon, much to the embarrassment and discomfort of the administrators. They had a hard time holding eye contact with him, and were visibly uncomfortable. They found an empty room to put him and checked in on him once or twice, even offered to let him leave early, but he declined so he would serve the full amount of detention they assigned and wrote sentences for an hour until detention was over. To my recollection, after that there seemed to be a differentiation between excused and unexcused tardies, IDK for the whole school, but for us anyway it was never an issue for me after that. But like I said, it was rare anyway to even be a couple minutes late. At the time I was so embarrassed, but looking back now it's kind of funny, and I appreciate the point he was making in not letting me get punished for something I didn't do wrong, and had no control over. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.